Hello everyone. I'm here in my apartment in a village, or I think you'd call it a village, in Pandacan, Manila, the Philippines. And I just wanted to give you a short tour, or give you just a show around of what this flat looks like. So this is a typical Philippine apartment, I think. It was, I was in an apartment complex before this in Manila. But this one is kind of unique in that this is in sort of a village area. So anyway, I just wanted to show you what this looks like. So this is something a typical Filipino might have or live in. Okay, so of course there's the air conditioning unit, and actually not every place has air conditioning. Many just have a fan. Okay, so there's some sort of chair, and this here is a I think this is another bed. Of course, my stuff here. Some sort of chair. I don't know. This is what I originally had here. I only had this thing. I had to actually ask the owner for these chairs because I couldn't get much work done. This one is not very suited for working. Mostly relaxing, but you can't sit up very easily in that. Of course, here there's a TV, and the owner, she happens to have Netflix. This is a movie happens to be Inception from Netflix. Playing on Netflix. This here is just some sort of drawer in this small table. This here is what I was sleeping on while I was here. I was here, I believe, if I remember correctly, a little over 2 weeks. I think today was 2 weeks and 1 day. Or yes, anyway, if I remember correctly. So anyway, roughly 2 weeks. And the owner had a few books in here. And originally this was the sort of water kettle, but it was broken, so later she brought this one. This here is the sort of broom, and I think, I'm not sure what the bristles are made out of, but you can tell it's not a very high-tech broom. It's not but it does the work. This here that I put on the bottom is some sort of speaker and microphone, as Filipinos like to sing. And actually, I've never been in a place that had this. There's actually a disco ball that I just turned on. A disco light, excuse me. Disco light. You can zoom in on that, or focus. Anyway, you can see that there's just a rotating bulb. That's the sort of disco light. It's difficult to pull these drawers, so I just wanted to show you what the door looks like. The windows. And as I mentioned, I made another video, and I would, by the time that you would see this, that would already have been uploaded. And here there's a fan here. Happens to be a refrigerator. Unfortunately, there was no kitchen here, so I couldn't cook very much except with the kettle There's no microwave, so I had to eat out a lot, but this place was fairly inexpensive. Okay, and now for some more interesting things, I think. So this here is sort of a cabinet. I didn't use this very much, but this is what was here. Got some stuff here. This here was the main sink I used for washing. And the restroom is interesting, I suppose. Here's the toilet, and notice there's no seat. There's no, besides the bowl, there's no seat to sit on. And it's not because I ripped the seat off. I did not rip the seat off. There was no seat to begin with. So, actually I've seen things like this before in the Philippines. So you might go to other countries and see squatter toilets instead of the typical Western toilet. But this is something I think I've never seen this before coming to the Philippines. And this here is a hose. And of course that's for using after you use the toilet to clean yourself. And notice again that there's no seat and so there's no back. So the way to flush the toilet actually was with this. Basically you'd use this bucket and fill up, take some water from this bigger bucket, and that's how you would flush. So sometimes you would require a lot more water if you have lots of things to flush. This here is the bottom of the sink. Excuse me, the bottom of the shower. Here's the shower head, the hose. And actually, to fill this bucket up, you just use that. And that one is for turning on the shower head. So this restroom was interesting. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, there's no hot water. I haven't had cold showers in a long time, and I've heard people say that cold showers are good for you, but for me, they're quite painful. But I still had to take cold showers because that was my only option here. Okay. Just turned off the disco light. Now, to lock the door, there's this little bolt thing down there, and basically I would bolt the door that way. There's no lock other than a bolt. But actually, to lock the door, I would actually use that, but it's not accessible from the inside, only from the outside. So here, this is some random plants, somebody's motorcycle. This was the gate to get out. So to get out, go that way. And so I'm on the ground level, and you can't see many motorcycles driving around, but oftentimes there are many motorcycles driving around. And there are at least 3 levels. At least 3 levels to this building that I'm in. So I'm on the lowest level, the ground level. Okay, so I think I showed you pretty much all of this place. And of course there's these random paintings and a broken clock. There was never a working battery in there while I was here, so time was frozen. while I was here, at least according to that clock. And this is some sort of Philippine love story that someone who's interested in anime used. At least the artwork looks like Japanese anime, but actually it's I think this was written by a Philippine person, but I'm not certain. But you can see here this not sure if you can tell, but anyway, that there's some English and another language. I think it might be Tagalog, maybe Filipino anyway. Okay, and some other random things in here. And this is a window to the outside. And this fan, that fan was never connected, and so I never used it. Okay, so this was, for a recap, this was, I showed you what a typical apartment might look like in a kind of a village area in Manila. And I'm in kind of a poor area of Manila. It's called Pandacan. I'm leaving very soon, leaving this place. But I just wanted to show you all what this looked like, because it's fairly interesting, I suppose. I was here for almost 2 weeks, and this place, I don't think that everyone could tolerate it for various reasons, but it's always interesting to have new experiences, and in my opinion, so maybe you might want to try out such a place. Okay, so finally, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel. Please give this video a thumbs up, and if you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. Thank you.